And how about now? Like, I'm way back here hiding in the trees. I'm gonna guess there's no way this is picking me up, or if it is, it's still just kind of cutting out. Because I'm really far away now at this point. What's up, everybody? On today's show, we're taking a look at some wireless mics from Boya. These are the WMic5 M2s. They're a 2.4 gigahertz wireless system that can transmit clear audio up to about 100 meters or 328 feet without obstructions. Currently selling on Amazon for about $150. So if you guys are curious, I'll have the Amazon link below and also the link to Boya's website. Anyway, let's take a closer look at these mics. You know, one of the things that I like about these types of mic systems is just the grab and go nature of them. I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm wearing like a lav mic with another mic, it makes it seem like it takes so much longer. I know it's just kind of psychological, but only having to plug in the receiver to the camera and just throwing the transmitter on your shirt, that takes zero time at all, and I like that. By the way, I just want to add on to that last point and say, I think another thing that I like about these is they just pair instantly without any kind of trouble whatsoever. I've been using them for a few days now, and it's like every single time I get them out of the case, just turn it on, and they are already connected. I'm not having to mess with anything, not having to troubleshoot or do anything like that. They're just good to go. One of the problems that I've run into when I film around the neighborhood is just finding good audio. See, cameras are making a lot of great strides in terms of just onboard microphones, like this ZV-E10 that I'm filming on. It is really good on-camera audio, but it doesn't handle the traffic. See, it's funny, like the area where I film, about 75% of it is actually in the shadows. So I always come out here where there's good lighting. I actually get like no obstruction with the lighting, and it's actually kind of pretty nice, soft, like late afternoon kind of golden hour type lighting. But the problem is, it's on a busy road. See, to give you an idea, this is what the camera's onboard mic sounds like with all the cars going by. The audio is basically just kind of unusable. All you hear is all this noise from these cars going by. But with the mics on, I can get much cleaner audio. You know, you can still hear the sound of the cars, but it's nowhere near as loud and obnoxious as it is if I'm trying to use like the camera's onboard mics. Like, listen right now with all these cars coming by. I mean, even in real life, the sound is just super loud and like overwhelming, but the mics actually do a really good job of canceling that out. Now, as I was saying at the beginning of the video, these have a range of about 100 meters or 328 feet, as long as there's no obstructions. And as I've learned from doing tons of microphone reviews, an obstruction actually does count as just having your back to the camera. See, like, I should be able to talk like this at close range, but I feel like as I get further away down the field, it's probably gonna start cutting out a little bit. So let's do a quick test and see how far away I can go before it starts cutting out. So yeah, just taking a few steps back this way. I don't know, a little ways away. How's the audio handling me? Is it still picking this up fine? Pretty far away from the camera already. It's a decent ways away, but let's head back a little bit further. Okay, still walking, still talking. How about now? Is it still picking this up? I mean, because I do have my back to the camera. I'm curious if it's still picking this up. And now I think you should still be able to hear me pretty well, even though I'm super far away from the camera at this point. How does this audio sound from here? Can you hear me? Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, check. Anyway, let's go further back. Okay, now that I'm getting close to the trees, my guess is that the audio is going to start dropping out when I have my back to the camera. So if I'm talking right now, are you still hearing me, or is all of this cutting out? Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, check. Can you still hear me? All right, now at this range, this is pretty far away. I'm not sure if you can still even hear me when I'm just facing the camera, because at this point the camera is just like a tiny little speck on the horizon practically. It's super far away. Here, let me get out my phone real quick and show you guys. Yeah, as you can see, that tiny little dot right there is the tripod and the camera. That is super far away. But yeah, how is it handling this audio? And I'm gonna guess that right now, if I turn my back, this is probably cutting out with my back to the camera, but let's see how much further away we can actually go. Okay, I'm back. Now that we're back in the trees, I think this is probably maybe too much of an obstruction, especially considering how far away that actually is. Are you able to hear this audio at all, or is it starting to cut out at this point? Okay, check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, check. And now just try a few feet further back just to see how it sounds. Okay, I'm gonna guess this is definitely cutting out right here. And how about now? Like, I'm way back here hiding in the trees. I'm gonna guess there's no way this is picking me up, or if it is, it's still just kind of cutting out. Because I'm really far away now at this point. But anyway, I'll start heading back now. Signal should stay strong from about this point onwards now that we're out of the trees. Think everything from like right at the front of the trees all the way back to the camera should actually pick up really well. But yeah, another thing I wanted to point out too is I'm not editing the audio on any of this. Like a lot of times in videos, in my regular videos, I always edit the audio. All of this audio is just unedited straight out of the camera. I've already listened to like the first day's worth of footage, and I was really impressed with how good it sounds. I thought I was gonna have to show a sample of here's some edited audio and here's some unedited audio, but instead it was just like, oh wow, this sounds amazing. I'm not even gonna bother editing this. So yeah, overall, I think the big selling features for me is they have good range. You know, I'm able to just walk around like super far away from the camera and it's picking up very clean audio. Another thing that I like about these a lot is the price is so affordable. You know, at $150, you're getting 2 microphones. I remember back when I got my first wireless mics like 2 or 3 years ago, and I paid $200 and only got 1 microphone. With these Boya mics, you're getting 2 transmitters and a receiver for 150 bucks. That's an excellent price, but I think the biggest selling point of all with these microphones is they sound great. You know, out of all the wireless mics I have, and it's a lot, these are the first ones where I'm not editing the sound at all. I'm just using this audio straight out of camera. That's how good these sound. Like, that's how genuinely impressed I've been with these. And on top of all of that, there's just such a nice simplicity to them. They just work. You know, you don't have to troubleshoot anything to get them to connect to each other or anything like that. You just open up the package, turn them on, and they are good to go. Anyway, I think that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.